It was night. The old city streets seemed unusually silent. Occasionally, the creak of an old wooden door or the shuffle of a loose stone could be heard, but tonight felt different, as if the city's lights themselves had retreated in fear. Ariv, scouting locations for a new film, walked through the alleys with his camera bag. His heart raced, and every shadow seemed to whisper something unseen. "It's just my imagination," he muttered, focusing the beam of his flashlight. But as he reached an old mansion, a cold gust of wind brushed his cheek, and the old door latch made a soft click on its own. Ariv looked at the door. A faint light emanated from inside, as if a lamp were lit, but no one was visible. His camera adjusted automatically, but the lens revealed only one figure, a darkness that seemed to move on its own. As he stepped closer, a faint, eerie laughter echoed from a corner of the mansion. The sound had no warmth, no humor, only pure haunting. Ariv froze. His camera caught a glimpse, a decayed, pale face with eyes that glimmered unnaturally, moving slowly toward him. "Who's there?" he shouted, but the only reply was another chilling laugh, colder than the night itself. Ariv reached for the door to retreat, but as his fingers touched it, a voice called his name from within. "Ariv." Ariv steadied himself. His heart pounded, but curiosity and a touch of courage kept him moving. "I'll just check one thing, then leave," he told himself. Inside, darkness swallowed the mansion. The flashlight barely illuminated the wooden floors, thick with the smell of dust, decay, and something faintly metallic. A floorboard creaked sharply as he stepped, making him freeze. His camera scanned the corners. A mirror leaned against one wall, and as he looked into it, his reflection began to warp. Slowly, it transformed into a pale, sorrowful woman with hollow, unblinking eyes staring directly at him. What is happening?" Ariv whispered. The mirror echoed a soft, ghostly laugh. The temperature around him dropped sharply. A movement beneath the floorboards caught his eye. A shadow formed, tall, thin, and unnaturally long-armed. He flashed his camera, but it vanished instantly, leaving only a thin layer of chalk-like dust. Panic set in, and a small child's voice began singing. Come, the game is not over yet." Ariv knew he needed more than courage. He would have to think, or the mansion would consume him. Step by step, Ariv approached a peculiar door, unlike any other in the mansion. A symbol, an eye that seemed to blink, was carved into it. As he touched it, the door slowly creaked open. Inside was a small room with old furniture, a rocking chair, a shattered mirror, and a table cluttered with dusty frames. Photos lined the table, and in each, the same woman appeared, her features twisting in increasingly grotesque ways as if alive, aware, watching him. A diary lay in the corner. Flipping it open, Ariv read, "Whoever enters this mansion will never leave. An eye watches from the darkness, feeding on your fear." The child's laughter echoed again, and the room grew colder. The walls warped, making the room seem larger than it was. From the shadows, the woman's distorted face emerged, whispering, "You will never leave." Ariv realized that to survive, he would need strategy, calm, and focus. Panic would be fatal. Ariv cautiously stepped forward. The floorboards creaked under him. Then, a faint light flickered from a small door. As he reached for it, the shadow appeared again, tall, thin, distorted, with glowing eyes that pierced his very mind. "You will not leave," it whispered. The shadow's hand grabbed at him, icy and unreal. Pain shot through his fingers, but Ariv held on. The child's voice urged, "Face your fear, or never return." Focusing all his courage, Ariv stared into the eyes of the shadow. Slowly, it began to fade. He gripped the door handle, and slipped into a narrow corridor leading to the mansion's underfloor. The walls and ceiling warped, but Arav concentrated on moving forward, treating each step like a calculated risk. Arav advanced down the corridor. The mansion's whispers and the child's laughter echoed, attempting to overwhelm him. At the corridor's end, a wooden door bore a spiraling eye symbol. He pushed it open into a small room. Inside was a mirror emitting faint light. In it, the woman's twisted face stared back at him. Arav realized this mirror was the mansion's supernatural core. His fear had been feeding it. Carefully, he focused his mind, controlling his panic. Step by step, he moved toward a window and jumped into the courtyard. Outside, the open air was cold but breathable. The shadows lingered at the window, but Arav understood the mansion's power was weaker in open space. He breathed deeply, surviving his first true encounter with the mansion's horrors. Arav ran toward the main gate. Chanting echoed from the mansion, invading his mind. He spotted a small staircase leading to a basement. Descending, he found evidence of old rituals. Candles, strange symbols, and a circle etched on the floor with faint light emanating from it. Shadows rose from walls, ceilings, and the floor, forming grotesque figures. He realized the mansion's core fed on fear. Step into the circle unprepared, and it would amplify your deepest terrors. Arav focused, controlling his breathing and courage. Slowly, he moved toward a side exit in the basement. Shadows rose but could not touch him physically. They preyed only on his mind. Emerging into the courtyard, Arav breathed fresh air. He survived, but the mansion's secret remained. Its power, fear itself, still lurked within. In the courtyard, Arav faced the mansion's last assault. Shadows formed, distorted faces of the woman, while the child's voice echoed in his mind. "You cannot leave, your fear will end you." Arav realized the mansion's strength was his subconscious fear. Holding his flashlight and camera, he confronted the shadows directly. Each step of courage weakened their form. Focusing light on the mirrors and symbols, Arav disrupted the mansion's energy. Shadows dissolved, laughter faded, and the temperature normalized. Stepping out of the gate, Arav realized the mansion's secret. It thrived on fear. His survival depended on confronting and controlling that fear. Though he escaped, the mansion remained, waiting for the next victim. In the courtyard, Arav faced the mansion's last assault. Shadows formed, distorted faces of the woman, while the child's voice echoed in his mind. "You cannot leave, your fear will end you." Arav realized the mansion's strength was his subconscious fear. Holding his flashlight and camera, he confronted the shadows directly. Each step of courage weakened their form. Focusing light on the mirrors and symbols, Arav disrupted the mansion's energy. Shadows dissolved, laughter faded, and the temperature normalized. Stepping out of the gate, Arav realized the mansion's secret. It thrived on fear. His survival depended on confronting and controlling that fear. Though he escaped, the mansion remained, waiting for the next victim.